What's up guys, welcome back to the Gear Garden. This week I'm going to show you the 3 days worth of food that I'm taking on the trip to Desolation Wilderness this weekend. Okay, so in front of me here I have 3 days worth of food that I'm going to be keeping in my BV450. Day one food I take out and put in a bag, and then I throw that in my mesh so that it's easily accessible, everything except for my dinner, because I won't be using that until I get to camp. At least that's the plan. So I'm typically the guy that doesn't bring enough food on the trips, and this is honestly probably the first time that I've ever actually calculated calories that I'm going to be taking. So for my day one, we're gonna get there at about 8 o'clock in the morning. So I'm not bringing a breakfast for day one, but I am bringing my lunch and my dinner. So typically for my lunches, I'm bringing a lot of like trail snacks and things that I can just munch on throughout the day in ones or twos. That way I don't have to technically stop to make a lunch or cook something on the trail. And it allows us to get more mileage and keep moving and do as much as we can in the day. So I'm a big fan of the honey stingers. This specific flavor is, I think, what is it? Salted caramel. It's so yummy. I take these on like every trip that I can. And I'm also trying new things on this trip just to get extra calorie burn. Like I got these honey buns from Little Debbie's. Something else new that I am actually taking, which I know a lot of people do, is these Justin's packets. This one's a hazelnut and almond butter. They're really good for fat, so it's small, but it packs a punch. Some of my other favorite snacks that I take are these fatties. There's a lot of flavors. I like the jalapeno cheddar ones the best. They're just quick and easy. Again, another good fat source to keep you energized and keep you moving on the trail. And I am taking some Metrics bars. These technically are a meal replacement bar, but they're just a really hefty protein bar. It's like 410 calories per one of these, and they just are really tasty. I also really like to munch on little candies for little carbs, like the sour watermelon Sour Patch Kids, as well as some dried mangoes. So it's a good balance of salty and sweet so far. I'm going to be taking these chocolate peanut butter nut bars from Cliff. It's another thing that I have not had yet, so I'm excited to try it. One other thing that I always like to take is these Bobos. The specific one I like is this peanut butter and jelly one. I don't really care to try a lot of the other ones, to be honest, because I really enjoy this and I don't want to try something else if I don't have to. And then real quick, I want to thank Peak Refuel because they sent me a big box of dehydrated meals. I'm taking 4 of them on this trip, and this is one of my favorites, as well as the breakfast, the biscuits and gravy. You want to talk about a delicious meal that is super calorie dense and high fat. This one will knock you down in the best way. It's really heavy, but it's really good if you're having a high calorie burn day. Same with this beef marinara, which is what I'm ending day one with. And then for dessert, I'm bringing a hot chocolate packet. And for the daytime, I usually drink Element, but I'm trying this new one called Water Boy. It's got more electrolytes in it, as well as vitamin B12 and a few other things. So I'm interested to see the difference of stamina and regenerative energy with this versus an Element. Specifically, one thing that I enjoy about all the snacks and stuff that I chose is that everything's capable of me using one hand to eat other than to open. Especially with any of these Ziploc bags, if you have some sort of a chest strap or you have your hip belt pockets or the trash pocket, you can easily put those things back and leave them open, as well as put them anywhere on you. In my bear can, I also keep this other little dandy bag with some ibuprofens, cough drops, some extra electrolytes, as well as my Death Wish coffee. I take this every time we go on trips. 300 milligrams of caffeine to the face right when you wake up is the best way to start the day. My other favorite thing that I take on absolutely every trip, it doesn't matter how many days or nights, is this black truffle hot sauce. You can find this at the store, specifically Walmart. Always has a huge bin of just this one, and I'll buy like 5 or 6 at each time. I should bring more, but I'm kind of being weight conscious with this because it's not bulky, but it's an awkward size, so I usually bring 1 on a trip. If it's a longer trip, like 5 to 7 days, I might bring 2 or 3. But this is the best thing I've ever put on food, especially like a biscuits and gravy or even in the beef marinara pasta. So I'm only really going to go over that first day of food because everything is relatively similar, if not identical. The only thing that does differ is the dehydrated meals, and day 2 is going to have 2 dehydrated meals. Like I had mentioned, they have the biscuits and gravy, and then we have the chicken Alfredo pasta from Peak. And then one that I've never had before is one of the Peak Refuel meals. It's by Chad Mendez, and it's the creamy peaches and oats. This is packed with a lot. It's 1,010 calories, 42 fat, 128 carbs. So again, it's a heavy breakfast, which I'm not typically one to do in the backcountry, but I want to try something different because we're expending a ton of calories. I'm guessing based on the mileage, we're gonna do like 10 to 12 a day at least, a lot of peak bagging, and the first day is I think about 4,000 to 5,000 foot gain alone. So I'm not gonna have as much to eat on day 1 versus day 2 because I'm typically more hungry on the second day, and then it'll kind of balance out for that third day where I don't bring as much food. For day 1, I'm bringing about 3,500 calories. It might sound excessive, but as I mentioned, with all the gain and the mileage combined, I'll probably burn around anywhere between 6,000 to 8,000 calories based on past trips and past experiences. And the GPS watches are really helpful with tracking that, so it helps us get a good idea of what we're going to be doing. Day 2, like I said, I'm typically hungrier. I'm now in that big deficit. I'm bringing 3,900 calories. The majority of the calories comes from the breakfast and the dinner, to be honest. That's like over 2,000 calories alone. Everything else is kind of easy snack foods for during the day. It's a lot easier for me to carry and eat throughout the day instead of eating a whole meal at one time. So I'll have more energy dispersed throughout the day. And then day 3 is about 3,600 calories. There's only one meal that's dehydrated. The rest is the same exact snacks that I've been talking about the entire video so far. So for about 11,000 calories of food, the total weighs about 6.5 pounds. The bear can I'm taking, the BV450, weighs just over 2 pounds, so together that's what, 8.5 pounds or so. It's obviously gonna get easier and lighter as the days go on and the more you consume. So again, thank you guys for watching and listening to what I'm trying. I'm gonna make another video eventually to post about how this went for me as far as counting the calories goes and trying some of these different foods that I don't normally try. Make sure you comment, like, subscribe, and share this video to your friends. Thank you again, Peak Refuel, for sending me that big bag of all the goods, and I can't wait to see you next week.